What if everything you've been taught about human origins is a lie? What if the story of mankind's creation has been hidden from us for thousands of years, erased, buried, and deliberately forgotten? What if there are ancient texts that reveal not just where we come from, but who we really are? And more importantly, what if you're not just a simple human, but something far more extraordinary than you've ever been told? The truth about humanity's origins is far more complex than you can imagine, and it's time we uncover it. Brace yourself, because what we're about to reveal will challenge everything you think you know about human nature. Are you ready to discover the 3 hidden types of humans? The beings of light, the earthbound souls, and the fireborn revolutionaries. And the shocking truth about what's been hidden from the world for millennia. Stay tuned, because this is not your average history lesson. Chapter 1: The Hidden Origins of Humanity. For centuries, we've been told the same story about humanity's creation. We've heard it in the Bible, in every religious institution, and across countless cultures. According to this mainstream narrative, humans were made from the dust of the earth, molded by the hands of a creator. But what if that story, the one we all grew up with, is only a small fraction of the truth? In ancient, long-forgotten texts that have been deliberately erased from history, we find a completely different tale of our origins. Hidden in books like the Gospel of Philip and the Book of Enoch, and whispered about in ancient traditions from Sumeria to Egypt, lies a truth so powerful, so dangerous, that it was systematically wiped away. According to these ancient accounts, the first humans were not made of dust or clay, but were beings of pure light, beings connected directly to the divine. Imagine for a moment a human who doesn't need to eat, sleep, or experience pain. A being who isn't bound by time or physical limitations, and who doesn't suffer through the struggles of the material world. These luminous beings were an extension of God's own essence, created not out of matter, but out of divine energy. They were free from the toil and suffering we associate with human existence. These beings of light, as described in Gnostic texts, were perfect in wisdom. They didn't need to learn. They were wisdom itself. They understood the universe, the divine, and they lived in constant communion with the Creator. Now consider this. Why have these beings been erased from our history? Why is it that we know so little about them? The answer is as shocking as it is profound. These light beings didn't need priests, churches, or religious rituals to connect with God. Their very existence was divine worship. And that, my friends, is where the story takes a dark turn. Chapter 2: The Role of Religion and Power. If these beings of light were so directly connected to the divine, without any need for a middleman, then what happens to organized religion? What happens to the entire system that relies on people seeking guidance through established rituals and institutions? The truth is, these luminous beings posed a serious threat to the power structures of ancient civilizations. Their very existence challenged the authority of the church, the priests, and anyone else in charge of controlling spiritual knowledge. This idea of humans connected directly to the divine, without needing any kind of intermediary, was not just heretical, it was revolutionary. And that's why these texts were hunted down, destroyed, and erased from existence. The powers that be, whether religious, political, or societal, didn't want anyone questioning the role they played in controlling human spirituality. But it doesn't stop there. Some of the texts go even further, suggesting that these beings of light were the original humans, and that the physical bodies we now inhabit are merely a downgraded version, a prison for the soul. Imagine that for a second. Our bodies, with all their flaws and limitations, are nothing more than a pale imitation of what humanity once was. We have been trapped in this physical form, disconnected from the divine essence we once had. So the big question arises, what happened to these beings of light? Why were they erased from history? Were they eradicated, or are they still among us, hidden in plain sight? And if they're still here, could some of us still carry remnants of that original divine essence waiting to awaken? And speaking of awakening, millions are already transforming their lives using an incredible wealth secret revealed by a rogue NASA scientist. This hidden knowledge, often kept from the public eye, is changing lives around the world. If you're curious and ready to start attracting abundance effortlessly, check the link in the pinned comment below. Don't wait too long. Who knows how long this information will be available? Now, let's dive back into our journey of discovery. Chapter 3. The Earthbound Humans, a creation of control. This leads us to the second type of human, those who are bound to the earth. In the traditional Genesis story, humans are created from the earth, molded by the Creator's hands. But according to ancient Gnostic teachings, the story is far more sinister. These earthbound humans were not created by a loving, benevolent creator, but by a figure known as the demiurge. The demiurge is a lesser deity, one who, according to Gnosticism, created the material world out of jealousy and control, trapping the divine spark within physical bodies. These earthbound humans were designed to be controlled, manipulated, and confined by their physical forms. They are the workers, the masses, those who live in constant need, bound by the cycles of survival, fear, and desire. What's more disturbing is the idea that these humans were intentionally engineered to not know the truth. They were deliberately cut off from the higher knowledge of the divine, from the gnosis that could free them. This wasn't a mistake. It was part of a strategy by the demiurge to keep humans trapped in a cycle of obedience. Imagine being born into a world where your very nature is designed to keep you dependent, obedient, and constantly searching for fulfillment. Your desires, your fears, your need for authority, they are not accidents of evolution. They are embedded into your very existence as tools of control. This is exactly what the ancient texts warn about: humans engineered to be distracted, manipulated, and kept in the dark. Chapter 4. The fireborn humans, revolutionaries, and creators. But not all humans are bound by this cycle. The third type of human is what we might call the fireborn. These are the visionaries, the rebels, the creators who are both deeply connected to the divine and driven by an unstoppable energy. Unlike the beings of light, they are not purely spiritual, and unlike the earthbound humans, they are not fully grounded in the material world. They are the bridge between these two worlds, holding within them an explosive, unpredictable force, described in ancient texts as fire. The fireborn are the ones who refuse to accept the status quo. They are the revolutionaries, the ones who challenge authority and push the boundaries of human potential. Throughout history, we've seen glimpses of these fireborn humans, figures who reshaped societies, who couldn't be controlled, who seemed to have an internal drive to break free from whatever system they were placed in. Ancient texts describe these fireborn humans as possessing a divine wrath, a creative fury, a force of nature that makes them a true threat to the established order. The demiurge and those in power fear these humans, not because they pose a threat to creation, but because they can't be controlled. They are the ones who change the world, who create new ideas, new ways of thinking, and new ways of being. These fireborn humans were seen as dangerous by the powers that be because they could not be silenced or contained. They had the power to disrupt the existing power structures, to challenge the systems that sought to keep humanity in ignorance. But what if these fireborn humans still exist today? What if some of us are carrying this ancient fire, this divine energy within us, waiting to be awakened? Chapter 5. The Forbidden Knowledge and its Destruction. So, what do all these ancient teachings mean for us today? The knowledge of these three types of humans, beings of light, earthbound souls, and fireborn revolutionaries, was seen as a serious threat by the powers that be. Why? Because it suggested that humanity is not a uniform, obedient mass, but a diverse and complex group of individuals, each with their own unique potential. This knowledge wasn't just ignored, it was actively erased. Ancient texts that spoke of this doctrine, known as the Neogenian doctrine, were hunted down, destroyed, and buried. Texts like the Nag Hammadi Library, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and countless others barely survived the purge. Why was this information so dangerous? Because it painted a picture of humanity that didn't fit with the control systems in place, systems that sought to make everyone conform to the same mold, to follow the same path, to believe the same things. The Neogenian doctrine suggests that some humans are born with a divine essence, while others are engineered for control. This kind of knowledge could never be allowed to spread. It would have broken down the very foundations of the power structures that relied on a homogeneous, obedient humanity. Chapter 6. The Power of the Truth. But despite centuries of suppression, the truth didn't die. These ancient teachings, though nearly erased, have endured against all odds. They continue to whisper to us from the remnants of history, hidden in plain sight within the symbols, myths, and traditions that have been passed down through the ages. These fragments of knowledge are more than just stories. They are coded messages embedded in the very fabric of our cultures, waiting for those with open eyes and open hearts to rediscover them. It's up to us to seek out this forbidden knowledge, to uncover the wisdom that was meant to be forgotten, and to reclaim the understanding of who we truly are. This isn't a path for the faint-hearted. To rediscover our origins is to confront truths that challenge everything we've been taught. Yet, as we uncover this knowledge, we start to dismantle the illusions that have kept us confined. We begin to see the cycles of control, fear, and limitation that have held humanity in bondage, preventing us from reaching our full potential. Now, more than ever, we need to awaken to our divine potential. Whether we are light beings, earthbound souls, or fireborn revolutionaries, each of us carries a piece of the truth within. We are not simple, insignificant beings shaped by external forces alone. We are far more complex, powerful, and extraordinary than we have ever been led to believe. There is a power within each of us that has remained dormant, waiting for the right moment to arise. And that moment is now. The time has come to break free from the illusion, to rise above the limits imposed by the material world, and to step boldly into the truth of who we were always meant to be. We are creators, visionaries, and seekers of light. By embracing this knowledge, we unlock the doors to a reality that transcends the physical, a reality where we reconnect with our divine essence. It is a journey of rediscovery, of awakening, and of transformation, one that holds the potential to reshape not just our individual lives, but the destiny of humanity itself. This is the power of the truth. It liberates, it empowers, and it unites. It calls each of us to rise, to question, and to reach beyond what we've been taught. As we awaken, we begin to understand that this hidden knowledge was never truly lost. It was within us all along, waiting for us to remember and embrace our true nature. The journey begins with a single step, a step into the unknown, toward a future where we reclaim our place as divine beings, boundless, powerful, and free. As we peel back the layers of history and reveal these forbidden truths, we take a powerful first step toward reclaiming our divine inheritance. Humanity is not a passive, powerless species. We are beings of light, of fire, and of divine energy. The question before us is profound. Will we choose to remember our true nature, or will we remain in the shadows of an illusion that has been carefully constructed around us? The choice is ours to make. Are you ready to awaken, to rise above the limitations of the material world and rediscover the truth of who you are? just beneath the surface lies a hidden knowledge waiting for each of us to embrace our highest potential. We are not merely beings of flesh and bone. Within each of us burns a divine spark, a reminder of who we once were and who we can become once more. Let's embark on this journey together. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you feel a resonance with one of the 3 hidden types of humanity? Have you felt the call to break free from conventional beliefs? Your insights and reflections matter, and together we can ignite a conversation that transcends boundaries and illuminates our shared path. If this message resonates with you, if it stirs something deep within, give this video a thumbs up to support our exploration of these ancient mysteries. And don't forget to subscribe for more journeys into hidden knowledge and forgotten wisdom that guide us toward true understanding. Now the choice is yours. Will you step into the light, embrace your higher purpose, and reclaim your divine heritage? Or will you remain in the comfort of illusion? The journey awaits. Subscribe, join the conversation, and let's walk this path together toward a deeper, richer truth.